We have come to the end of Season 2, my friends. Welcome back, Air Acolytes and everyone else, to Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast. And this is... Well, first of all, we're going to look at the Guru, because this is a double episode. They were packaged together. My boy VHS Jace here contacted me and said, "Oh, done a bad thing. I watched both episodes. What do we do?" I said, "Well, let's just do both episodes then." So we're going to do both episodes tonight, because why not?
Mind you, the episode does end, and we do get that white screenshot for the second part. Too late. It was playing.
He's playing with
his cat. It would have been rude to press stop.
Yeah, poor Sokka would have been so upset with you. I think that most of the last part of the season has been putting pieces on a chessboard. And the last two episodes is basically Azula coming in, taking a seat at the chessboard, kicking all the pieces off and taking a giant dump in the middle of the chessboard. Because that's the way she plays. And when she plays, she wins.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not exactly my favorite person. I'll just say that.
No, but she's so much fun to hate, though. It's like, I love that one. Yeah. So, excuse me, hailing frequencies open. Let's take a look at this episode. We start out with a most unusual sight, and that is Zuko's happy. And he's smiling. And that frightens me. That instantly tells me something is wrong with the universe. And you kind of get the feeling that Iroh is kind of feeling the same way. Just, what is wrong with you? I don't like this. Tell me how stupid I am and how much tea sucks. Zuko has undergone a metamorphosis because he has gone so against his nature, and he has emerged as Iroh puts it, a better man. Or
has he? He's found a little bit of peace in that moment.
Yes. And you know what? I'm just going to say, I was happy for our boy right here.
Me too.
I was happy. There are 7 levels of happiness in the universe, and level 7 is Zuko smiling and being genuinely happy, because he's a poor little turnip who's just been burned his whole life, and just to see him happy, it's great. And I'm all for more happy Zuko eventually.
And he's happy. He's not just happy in himself, he's happy for others. Like he's happy for his uncle.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Moving on over there, we get another reunion. Sokka is reunited with his dad. And again, I love seeing these characters happy.
I was just like, wow, his dad's cool.
His dad is cool. Yeah. His dad's like
cool. It's not like
his dad is the bandit of Avatar. It's like, come here, mate. Come and give your father a hug.
He's a good guy. And it would have been so easy for them just to write a D-bag as a father.
Yeah.
It would have been the obvious thing to do. But this show's taught me anything.
What kind of show would turn Sokka's dad into a D-bag? What kind of incompetent series would devalue such a wonderful man and turn him into a guy who does not respect his own son? What kind of series would do that, Netflix? Speaking of inevitable betrayals. Oh, look, the Kyoshi Warriors are here. Oh, wait. That's not the Kyoshi Warriors.
No.
Zoink Scoob, let's see who they really are. It's Azula and May and Ty Lee. They're there. They've gone undercover as the Kyoshi Warriors because nobody looks past the makeup, I guess.
Where are the OGs?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Because we never found out what happened to them. They're all dead. They're all dead. They've been burned to a crisp. Yeah, you see them next season at the Fire Palace hanging from nooses.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, birds picking up their eyes. I'm lying, of course. This is Avatar. That's not going to happen. Or will it? I don't know. Sokka's happy. Zuko's happy. Katara's feeling a little out of sorts because she is now in the big planning meetings about invading the Fire Nation on the Eclipse, and the humor that is involved in the gang is not exactly appreciated there.
Yeah,
it was also a bad joke that she shouldn't have told. So I mean,
it wasn't exactly a barn burner, was it? So
No, it was not. Okay, so meanwhile on Dagobah, Luke Skywalker is with Yoda. I'm sorry. Meanwhile, at the Eastern Air Temple, Aang is with the Guru, learning to be a Jedi, basically.
Yeah.
Let's
Yep.
face it, they are going deep into this is basically the Empire Strikes Back at this moment.
Yeah.
Because this is
Yeah.
this you must let go of all your attachments, Aang. I love
And he's learning something I didn't realize was vital for him, but made complete sense.
yes.
Once I found out, like for me, I didn't realize you had to learn how to control the what do they call it?
The Avatar state.
The avatar state. They
I think
could
that's New
control it.
Hampshire.
Yeah. I didn't realize that would be something he would have to learn, but it makes total sense that he did. And I actually love how it plays out and how it works between he has to let go of every emotion. I really like that scene a lot.
I did too, and I will be perfectly honest. The first time we met the Guru, I was a little afraid because to me he seemed like a goofball character that kind of skated a little too close to a certain line that you shouldn't cross. But in this episode, he's not. He's a pretty good guy. He's got a little bit of eccentricity to him, but I really dug the way that he carried himself as a character. He was silly when it was appropriate. He was serious when it was appropriate, and he is a genuine help to Aang, even though he's telling Aang things that Aang doesn't want to hear. They're great scenes, and the animation during those scenes, where he is exploring Aang's fears and his anxieties and things of that nature, terrific, absolutely terrific. So I was very, very happy.
Makes a great banana and pickle.
Banana
juice.
and onion. It's banana and
banana
onion.
And onion.
I tried banana and pickle. It was too salty. Banana and onion, though, just right.
Just right.
Yes. My toe is getting eaten right now. Sorry. Ow.
Well, I've got a cat lurking around here too.
I have a kitty. Come here. Well, no, I'm not gonna cooperate. I'm just gonna eat your feet. So Sokka and his dad do some bonding, which was great to watch.
Love the idea of those bombs. Love them.
Yeah,
they're not murderous.
Yeah, I just love that. I just love the bonding time. Didn't affect the story too much, except giving us a little bit more of an emotional impact when Sokka had to leave, but I still enjoyed it. And of course, again,
it also explains the moral center of Sokka and Katara is based upon the interactions we're getting with the father. It all makes sense why they're a family unit.
Yes, it does. And we got our family unit back here because, again, Iroh and Zuko, they have their own tea shop now.
Oh, yeah.
And Zuko is genuinely happy for his uncle. It's like, this is what you've always wanted. Well, and again, it's great to see Zuko happy. I love it. I really hope nothing ruins it. Anyway, but somebody's about to get ruined because Toph has been kidnapped. And she's being held in a metal box, which there's no way out that any normal any normal earthbender could get out of, because you can't bend metal. And that's something nobody told Toph, because she friggin' figures out how to bend metal just right there, and she does it out of spite. And how
you're not rooting for her in that moment? Like, do it.
Amazingly, just so amazingly animated. Just the vibrations, and you can see where she's looking for the impurities. They don't even have to say what she's doing. You can just see what she's doing. And I love that because it's showing and not telling.
Yeah.
They never say she's searching for impurities. She's searching for weak spots. No, you can see her doing it. We're not stupid. Thank you, Avatar, for telling us we're not stupid. So yeah, Toph is the greatest earthbender of all time. She's not lying. But Katara, she wants some tea.
As you would. It's like everybody's at Starbucks every day. Why can't she go?
As you would. She goes to get the tea, and oh my goodness, That boy over there who's serving tea is so cute. Oh my God, he's got a bad eye. Ah, that's Zuko. Oh my gosh.
And I think in that moment he's smiling as well. So
Yes, he is.
what a mind bender for her. He's just someone
Yeah.
who's been hunting them, who seems genuinely happy in a place. Of course, she's running away because she also feels like, oh, if I don't get out of here, it's on right now.
You know, the thing that I think is most interesting about that scene is that whether you know it or not, you're kind of rooting for Zuko at this moment. You're wanting him to find happiness, and you're wanting him to just give up his chase of the Avatar. And so you are seeing him as kind of like one of the de facto heroes of the series. And Katara comes along, and Katara becomes a threat to Zuko's happiness without her even meaning to be. And I think that is such an interesting narrative choice to turn one of your heroes into the villain of somebody else's story. I love that. Unintentionally. Because she doesn't understand what's going on. All she knows is that there's a firebender in Ba Sing Se, and she's got to go warn people.
Yeah.
Of course, she goes and warns his sister, and they beat the crap out of her.
Oh,
incidentally,
scary moment because I didn't know if they're going to kill her.
Yeah, I love the way they're using her water bag is in place of blood right here. Again, this is a kid's show. We got to keep things kid friendly. One of my favorite bits of animation is when Aang goes to connect with the Avatar spirit, because the way that they animated it is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And again, it's the Empire Strikes Back, because he's now sensing that Katara is in danger and he's got to leave. Leave now, your training will be incomplete.
Cutting his training short.
It's cutting his training short. Yeah, but he is told if he cuts his training short, his chakra will be locked and he will never unlock the Avatar state again. So yeah,
that's what makes what's coming up so much more big.
Absolutely. Aang comes and gets Sokka. The look of absolute devastation because Sokka knows he has to go. Great scene. Not a lot is said, but great scene anyway. And then I know we're supposed to hate her. I know she's the bad guy. I know that she is an irredeemable monster. But you got to admit, Azula is so smooth with her plans, because she let the Dai Li overhear May and oh my gosh, I forgot her other friend, May and Tai Li. She let the Dai Li overhear May and Tai Li talking about them being Fire Nation, and
great trap.
She planned it, and all of this. Basically, they're bringing her to the person she wanted to talk to and putting her into a position of power. And I thought that was great. And now she knows that Zuko's there. And of course, she sends them an invitation to serve tea to the Emperor, which, of course, Iroh is only too happy to accept. White screen. The guru is over. Yeah. This is such a setup episode. I mean, and normally I don't like episodes that serve as nothing but setting up something later. But man, they just do it masterfully in this episode. And it makes you want to come back. You don't feel an obligation to come back. You feel an excitement to come back because you know it's all going down.
Well, one of the great compliments I'll give this episode is at the time of the end of the episode, I had no idea where this was going. Yep. I couldn't confidently predict where this story would end up. So that's a great compliment because you've kept me on my toes and you're a kid's show and I should be smarter than that, but I'm not.
Yeah, you never really know where this storyline is going. But where we do know it is going is episode 20, The Crossroads of Destiny. From
I'm sad about this. I can't believe I've watched
it's
20
okay. Go
episodes.
ahead.
20
I know.
Episodes.
40 episodes total. Yep. Well, we've got
30 total, right? 30 total. Yeah.
40 total, I think. I think there was 20 episodes a season. Yeah, 20 episodes a season.
Oh, sorry, 60
roughly.
Then.
Yeah, so we got 20 more to go, and then we've got The Legend of Korra, which is it's a good follow up. People unnecessarily.
Season 2. I had to do it, didn't I? I
Anyway,
had to.
I really hope they've learned from their mistakes, but yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's talk
No,
about
I don't know
happy
why I
things,
brought it up.
like this
I feel
friggin'
bad.
awesome scene with Appa and Toph.
Yeah.
Look at that! Oh my gosh, I just love it so much, and I love the fact that again, Toph can be the ultimate badass 1 minute. And then be clumsy the next, and you never go, "Oh, she's blind." No, she's just kind of a goof.
Yeah.
She's got tons of confidence, but you can scare her if you just
Yeah.
stay in the air. And I just love that.
Well, she's got a great self-awareness about her, and
She
she
does.
knows
She
she's
does.
funny too. She knows she's funny,
Oh yeah.
and
And
she's playing into that as well.
I love that she uses her handicap not only as kind of a cover for her ability, but she uses it to keep other people off guard by making them uncomfortable. And Sokka is her favorite target because
Yeah.
it always works with her.
Yeah, self-deprecation too is a smart way to get people. She can really convince people of something else by doing that. But
Yeah.
she's
And
wonderful.
I'm also going to say that if the series was premiering now, people would be calling that woke. I'm just saying they would be calling
Really?
that woke. They would.
I
Anytime
have
you
no idea how you.
anytime you see a person who is basically handicapped of a different
Oh, yeah.
sexuality or of a different skin color, morons
Yeah.
call it woke. That's how it works in this country right now.
They'd be
Because
very ableist, wouldn't they?
they
They'd be
would,
ableist.
but they don't care. They don't care. They just feel like they have permission to be their absolute worst selves. And woke is their way of saying the N-word nowadays. Ow. Hold on. Ah. Stop that. Look at this. It's trying to eat me. Okay. Speaking of somebody else with tons of confidence, Azula's basically running stuff right now. She has rooted herself in the Dai Li. She is how did they put it? She is both inspiring and terrifying at the same time. And she's running the show, and she brings in Zuko and Iroh and surrounds them. And Zuko has that wonderful line about, "Did you ever hear why I was called the the Jade Dragon?" Wow! And he breathes friggin' fire at them.
Yeah, that's great. That's good. and like Zuko knew too. He instantly got it. He's going, the old man spitting fire again. So
absolutely.
yeah.
I also think it's interesting that anytime anybody tries to fight Azula, she never fights fair. She always has somebody having her back kind of unfairly, or she cheats in some way. And I just think that's very interesting because Azula is powerful. She is a powerful firebender. She can bend lightning. She has shown that she has got that ability, but it's almost like she's afraid of being shown up.
That's part of it, but she enjoys the danger too.
She
I
does.
think
She does.
She really likes being put into no-win situations, and then I think that's the biggest thrill for her. It's one thing to win; it's another thing to win against all odds.
But later in the episode, Katara almost beats her, and she would have beat her if Zuko hadn't been such a little.
Yeah, and because she cheats, she loves to cheat.
Yes, she does. She does. But Iroh doesn't like to cheat. Iroh's a great human being, and so that's why he reaches out to Team Avatar and says, "I need your help." I love the way he was introduced because Toph said, "Oh, I know who that is. It's my friend." Opens it, and he's, it's like, "Oh my God, it's the guy who's been chasing us for 2 seasons. What the hell, Toph?" Just a great scene. You just kind of realize these characters all have different points of view and different experiences, and Toph has really never had a negative experience with Iroh. She's pretty cool. She's friends with him. And of course, it makes me sad because this is the last we ever hear of Mako doing Iroh's voice during all this. And he has so many great scenes in this episode. I don't know if this was planned to be his send-off, or I feel like if they had known, they probably would have given him more beefier scenes. But yeah, he was terrific. I just want to say that before we end this episode and we end our journey with Mako, how terrific he was as Iroh.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir. Ow, that's my foot. Stop it. Katara and Zuko are kind of thrown in the same crystal cell together, which is a very interesting design. And I do love the way that Katara basically unloads on him. And then almost organically, they come up with some common ground because Zuko's lost his mother too. And he knows what that feels like. He knows that cost. We do get a really nice scene here with Iroh and Aang, where Aang just says, "Hey, I hear you're really good at advice. What do you think of this?" And Iroh just basically says, "You know what? This is your situation is like this tunnel. You just keep pushing through it, and you're going to find the light."
Yep.
I thought, what a great piece of advice that is.
Yeah,
it's basically Avatar's version of just keep swimming, swimming. I love to swim. See, I love that movie, but I don't want a sequel because I don't want Ellen DeGeneres to get any more work because she's
I was gonna say, man, I can't. Yeah, I'm not.
Recast her with Sarah Jessica Parker. Just do it. Just like a big slap in the face to her. Disney, you can do it.
Just get a no-name. They're all polluted in Hollywood at this point, mate.
We can do a Beetlejuice thing where like Dory's bit in half and she's just got one side. I agree, Dory. Let's go this way. Dory, you know where we're going. We're trying to find my son again. No, his name is Nemo. Yeah. Digitally replace Dory with King Shark from Suicide Squad. Disney, make it happen.
Yes,
buy the rights.
Make Stallone to do the voice. Yep.
Hand.
He was pretty brilliant in that, though. He
really was.
Perfect.
Moving on, the Dai Li make their move and they start taking over Ba Sing Se by.
Great coup sequence. Yeah, like a little montage of a coup sequence and smart the way they're doing it, chaining
it was
and doing it systematically all at once. So even though we're seeing it happen like one after the other, I'm assuming it's all happening at the same time.
I believe so too. Or if not, I don't think there's anything they can do about it with it happening that close with each other. And then the other shoe drops when Sokka and Toph come to seek out the help of Suki, only to find out that's not Suki. I don't know what it was with this screen cap, but it just spoke to me.
Yeah.
Hiya, Mr. J. You're not Mr. J. Who are you? I did like that where he comes over and calls her cute.
They're so evil because they're likable side characters.
They really are. I just love that whole, you're cute. I'm kind of with Suki. Who? They are. May and Ty Lee are just the cutest characters. And they both get character arcs next season, and I love it. I'm not going to give anything away, but I just love how their characters go next season. We get the most coldest scene in the entire series so far goes right here when Long Feng realizes that Azula has beaten him, hardly even trying. And he says, "You've beaten me at my own game." And she responds with, "Don't flatter yourself. You were never a player." Oh!
Drop the mic, moment.
Ow!
Drop the mic.
I know you're a firebender, but baby, back off. You just burned him. Yeah. Wow. That's probably one of my favorite bad guy scenes in the entire series. I just remember oh my gosh, these names like kill me. The police, the Dai Li. When the Dai Li wouldn't obey his order, I just thought, it's that scene that I love. It's so great. So great. So Katara offers to heal Zuko's eye with her special magic water that she got.
I was in. I thought this was happening.
Yeah. They kind of tried to do a Katara Zuko love connection, and this is one of the remnants of it, I guess. And I'm so glad that they basically did a couple of episodes and were like, no, it's just not working.
I didn't see it like that. It never came off to me as they were flirting. I just thought it came off of her being quite compassionate and wanted to help him heal.
Yeah, and you gotta kind of wonder. You gotta wonder if Aang had been just a few seconds late and she would have used that water on his eye and healed him, how the rest of the episode would have went. Would that scar being gone have freed him of the burden that he felt? Would that have freed him completely? It's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's one of those strange what if situations. Maybe Marvel could take it. Does Disney own Avatar yet? They probably do.
Soon.
Yes, soon. But anyway, as the great Alan Tudyk once said, curse your sudden and inevitable betrayal, because Zuko joins forces with his sister to try to catch the Avatar because he's a big dumb chump. But he craves his father's love. He craves home still. And so we get an incredible fight sequence, including water tendril Katara just like lashing at people, which was absolutely
scene directed by James Cameron.
Absolutely. Here Katara basically beats Azula, but Zuko ruins it. I would have waited and just let him beat the heck out of her anyway, but whatever. We get one of the best reunions of all time, and a couple I totally ship. That is the Earth King and Bosco. They're adorable. They're adorable. I hope they go off together and have lots of kids. And finally, hey, this is a land of hybrid animals. There's got to be bear men out there somewhere. There's got to be bear men out there somewhere.
Wow. Gonna ruin the show, dude.
They're mostly around San Francisco. Anyway, Aang, upon seeing that his teammates are getting their hiney quarters absolutely handed to them, makes the tough decision to take that last step, let go of all of his attachments, and go into the Avatar state. And he is ready to absolutely destroy. Oh, wait, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Because he's dead. He died. Dead ski. Aang is dead in that scene. I don't think that enough people really talk about Aang and his
he died.
His complete deadness. But yeah, Azula freaking killed Aang in the Avatar state. And if Aang is killed in the Avatar state, what happens, ladies and gentlemen?
He dead.
He is dead, and the Avatar cycle is broken.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And the Avatar cycle. Yeah, that's it. That's what's at stake. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
the title.
Mako's final scene in Avatar. Get away, I will hold them off. So
so fitting.
Iroh. Absolutely. Iroh really sacrificing his freedom to cover the retreat of former enemies. It's probably not going to end very well for them. But fortunately for Aang and his deadness, Katara uses her magical, mystical fish water and brings him back to the land of the living.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
And here we have our Empire Strikes Back moment. Azula and Zuko together again. And it's manipulation, but at the same time, it's strangely wholesome.
Yeah.
It's strangely wholesome to see Azula saying genuinely nice things to Zuko, saying, your father didn't give you your honor back, you took it back. Because you honestly do kind of feel like she's proud of him at this point.
Well, it's really in the shocking part of the series. This is a shocking moment to see him, who I think previous to that scene has turned to the light, has gone all Kylo Ren and gone all the way back to the dark.
Yep.
And embraced the dark side. So it was a shocking moment for me. I was still watching even that scene. I'm still processing the fact, I thought we had him. I thought he was going to be a... And
he's been lost to the douche side. Sorry.
But it also says the severity of his trauma means that he can try to get to a good place, but the weight of what's going on is still very prevalent in his head. So
very much so. But the funny thing about it all is, despite the twists and the turns, you still believe it. You still believe that. Oh yeah, I fully believe that Zuko would turn on them like this. I fully believe he would go back to the Fire Nation.
Yeah, it's not surprising, that's for sure. It's not surprising, but it is disappointing nonetheless.
Absolutely. It's like the day I was born. Well, it's not surprising, but it is disappointing. Same thing with every birthday when they find I'm still alive. Not surprising, just disappointing. And as they escape on Appa, they face the terrible truth that the mighty Earth Kingdom has fallen to the Fire Nation. And that is the end of season 2. Just smiles and good times and happy endings. If you enjoy happy endings that are terrible.
Well, you have to. I mean, like, without question, you have to make the second season as dark as possible to make the eventual third season, the redemption, the victory, all that sweeter. It does says to me that this season as a whole promised the ticking clock and yet spat in the face of the ticking clock, much to my amusement, because we have a certain amount of time for him to get all his training, and that's how we start the season. This is what it's all about. But essentially, for most of the season, they're off on side adventures.
Yes, they
Clock's
are
still ticking. So I like that. I like they set up the rules, their own rules, which they broke, because I know now what it's going to do to season 3. Everything is a rush now at this point. They've got 20 episodes to get things kind of ready to go for the eclipse. And I believe, don't they mention the eclipse is only like a couple of months away or something at some point?
I believe so, but there's also a time skip coming up. So it's going to be even more rushed. Okay, but I'm sure as soon as the show's over with, you're going to go jump on Netflix or I don't know, whatever service you have in Australia. What's it called? Rurix or Koala Flick? I don't know. You're gonna jump on that.
Dingo stole my baby. Yeah,
Dingo Flicks.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. I don't know why they would call that a streaming service, but you know.
But yeah, I'm sure you're gonna start devouring season 3 one episode at a time. Don't get ahead though.
Well, I haven't.
No,
that is
you
something
have been
should be commended for.
You should be, and you would be if you hadn't have done 2 episodes this week.
Wasn't my fault. I turned the episode on. Where that episode takes me, I don't press pause in episodes.
I know. Yeah, it's never your fault. I know.
Never my fault.
I forgive you.
Fault. I am really excited because we are jumping. We're not waiting around. We're not taking hiatus.
Hiatuses are for the weak.
That's right. We're heading straight into it. So I'm looking forward to it. What can I say? Great second season to a stellar first season.
With the exception of Where's Appa? With the exception
Where's Appa? Yeah. I'm
not a fan.
No, it's just it was too long. But they were again kind of torturing us in a way. They knew they had the audience in their hands, so now they're playing with us like a cat playing with a mouse. And now, hopefully, in season 3, which is a time jump, it's like the day of or whatever. We'll see what happens. But I'm really excited. So I'm really excited. And then just when you think that series is finished, we're going to go do a prequel. No, it's a sequel. It's not a prequel.
It's a sequel, yes. Set 60 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, cool. Some people are still around, others aren't. How interesting. But we're gonna talk about that about 20 episodes down the road. Ish.
I'm still fixated of that guy who got stuck in the library. And you said he's coming back. I'm like,
oh yeah, he's coming back. We're gonna see him again.
How? I still want to know that. So
we'll see him again. We'll see him again. You actually see quite a few unexpected people return in this.
I hope I get to see Cabbage Man again, but he's got this giant. He's like the Walmart of the Avatar world now, just but with cabbages. That's what I hope for. Don't ruin my hopes and dreams, Jason.
On that note, if you would like to support us, please look at the video description at the bottom of the page and how you can become a Patreon. You can also join our channel membership on our channel's main page. You can support us for less than $4 or $5 a month, or more if you want, if you think we are worthy of that. And of course, if you like, subscribe, share, favorite, sacrifice a chicken, give your cat all your worldly possessions. All that will probably help us too, somehow or another. And with that, we bring season 2 to a close. We say goodbye and thank you to the great Mako. And we also say we will see you next time and next season here on Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast.
Brilliant.
Yes, indeed.
Cabbage Empire. Bring it on.
Cabbage Empire. It's like a big corporation. It's like, oh yes, let's go to Cabbage Mart and go where all the cabbages are like 25 cents a piece. Everything is
My cabbages.
And every time cabbages are on sale.
Yeah, that's his tagline for every time a customer leaves. He goes, "My cabbages." It's his whole thing. He does it in commercials, the whole deal.